What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of No Client Agent Privilege, aka No Cap Podcast. It's your boy Evan, and we are in Potsdam, Germany, with our guy Chad Broome-Webster. He plays for the Potsdam Royals and also a client of LSC. Chad, how's it been?
It's been good, man. As you can see, we out here in Potsdam. It's beautiful out here. You got the scenes, you got the lake back here behind us. So.
I mean, so how even when you walk around, how different it is on a lifestyle basis. How has it been transition-wise for you, coming from an Ivy League school where as talented as you need to be, you have to be as smart
Yep.
to get to the next level. So it's like we all know, like the guys that have come from the Ivy Leagues, they were really good, but we also know they were really smart. So now that you're here in Germany and trying to take that mindset of being smart and being at the next level and transitioning it all, how's it been transitioning here and really trying to use that Ivy League mindset towards learning a whole new language, or trying to learn a whole new language,
Yeah.
and then also trying to learn a whole new game that's Americanized over here.
Yeah, I mean it's been a little tough, to be honest, but I think the main thing that's really helped me is just the guys around me on this
Right.
team. A lot of them are Americans, like dual passports, like
Right,
me,
right.
like myself. And they've kind of helped me, brought me along. I was able to get integrated real quick.
Right.
And they're kind of the reason why I've found success out here, to be honest. And they've helped me adjust, and all that stuff.
And I feel like that's for everybody. Like you
Yeah.
got to adjust anywhere you go. So it's great to hear that the transition has been easy for you as well too. Not to mention, it's like we were saying at practice yesterday, it was like not really different than any D1 or college practice or pro practice I've ever been to.
Exactly.
The kicker's talking shit. Scout team is picking off the first team offense. It's like, things like that. Like, even though it's in Potsdam, Germany, it's like, has it really changed, or is it not American here? Like, it's just funny watching that yesterday as we were talking about.
Exactly.
That was classic. So,
yeah, no, I mean, like, it's like pretty much a well-oiled machine out here.
Right.
Like I was telling you earlier, like our coach, he has experience, in the States.
Right.
That's our OC.
Right.
So he kind of runs it the same way as you would, like
At a
a
Division
D1
I level,
program,
yeah.
like you were saying, or like even like professionally, like as far as like the XFL and like as far as that was run,
right.
it's kind of similar. You got your schedule, everything scripted out, like to
Play
the
one
to the
to
minute.
play
Yeah,
76.
exactly.
Yeah,
Everything's scripted. You know where you're gonna be, what you got to do. So
pre-games, all that. Yeah, I
pre-game,
mean that's
everything. Yep.
and that's the nod to him for being in probably successful programs and like learning his nuances of what he liked, what he didn't like. So transitioning over to a completely different league, a completely different area of ball. It's like, okay, this is where I want to go. This is what I liked at college. This is what I didn't like with my pro side. So and he's been there for a few years now too, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
And
so
he played on the team like way back in the day.
Oh, really?
Before it was
Okay.
before it
Gotcha.
was a GFL,
Okay,
one team.
that makes a
So
lot of sense
yeah,
then.
he's got
Okay,
history with
I
that. So.
I didn't even know that. So
Yeah.
I mean, he runs it like he's got Pat Mahomes back there with Jalen running it. So the
Yep.
offensive scheme is set the par for a good offensive line and a good quarterback. So all he's got to do is get it out there to the receivers, and it's good stuff. So like I said, watching yesterday, I just made me laugh, like, because not even though it's in Germany, it was literally like an American practice like I've ever been to. Like even like you compare it to like a literal Division I like pro practice, like there was not much difference for what I would consider a professional practice where we were out there, you ran through your script, you ran through your breakdowns, you had your team meetings after, your specialty coaches, whatever it was, and then you went home. Like it was like like you said, well-oiled machine to say the least. So,
Exactly. Yep.
but tell us about some of your travels. I mean, you've been here for it's like
It's been
3 months now.
yeah, about
2
3 months.
months.
Yeah.
Going, wow,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't believe it's
crazy.
been gone that long.
It's been
And
flying by.
funny
for real.
enough, this is our first time. Well, right now, but yesterday was our first time physically meeting in person. Everything we've done either phone, text, Zoom, whatever it was. Even our interviews with Potsdam to come here was all on Zoom. So like everything we've done, well, obviously because of COVID at the time in the beginning, but at the very beginning, we weren't even sure what we were going to do because COVID had just hit when Chad reached out to me. So it was like now the fact that we're here is honestly more amazing than anything.
Yep.
If we're gonna be real, like it is more of a nod to you and your mindset to wanting to continue to play ball, and then also just literally not saying no to any opportunity. Like we weren't sure, after the XFL, once we found out that the Vipers weren't coming back.
Yep.
We reached back out, and thank God you had your British passport.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
it kind of turned out to be a great asset to really never burn any bridges.
Exactly.
It's
Yep.
that's always one thing. This league or any league is not about what it's who you know. So for us, for this, I just kind of I'm glad the journey that we've kind of gone through and done together is, I guess you could say all been worth it.
Definitely.
I mean,
Definitely.
especially from just a playing status. So for you, being able to live out your dream as a professional athlete, as a professional football player, that's one of those things where the guys you went to college with, some of them I'm sure wish they could say that as well.
Exactly.
It's
Yep.
not everybody gets that opportunity. It doesn't matter across the world or not. Like some people never get to say that, even though they played D1, D2, D3, Ivy. It doesn't even matter. Like sometimes you just will never get that opportunity. So
Exactly.
it's crazy to say that now we're here, and like I told you yesterday, you guys give me an excuse to travel the world
Yep.
and be a part of the journey itself. Like all this this view. Like it was raining all morning. We finally are getting some sun. Like it's game day today too. We're about to go over to the game. We're about to grab some lunch and head over to the game. They play Berlin today, so should be a good one. And so give us a little game day activity. I know today's a little different just because I'm here, but give us your game day attitude. How do you wake up? Like is it you need to mentally prep first and then physically prep, or is it is there a special routine you go through or anything?
I mean, I don't really have a routine, to be honest. My thing is like try and get as much sleep as you can on game day. Like I like to wake up and just kind of jump right out of bed, and be ready to go from the jump, And so like I pretty much just put my music in. I do things that are like easy in my routine, like today I shaved this morning. Some simple stuff like that,
Simple task to complete for the day.
Exactly. Gotcha. Yeah. So I do that, brush my teeth, put on my contacts, do all that. Again, listen to music. I like to get, pumped up in my room a little bit. Even before, I came over here, I was like, what, might as well, get in the game,
get a little ready.
Game mindset, So, that's kind of my big thing though, is just like listen to music, constantly, imagining yourself
Playbook,
on the field, like kind of,
no,
all that stuff. So.
I mean, I feel like that's like, I feel like everyone has their different routines. Like some people are super specific of what they wear, how they put stuff on, what songs they listen to. So I feel like from the professional side, I feel like everyone's kind of got that, that mindset of how I need to process the day as a whole. So it's like for everyone, it might not work your way to somebody else's, and that's why they have to do it their own way. So I feel like that's just professional athletes as a whole. I don't care if it's track, I don't care football, basketball. Everyone's got some type of way to get ready for the game. So I mean, simplicity I always felt like was the easiest. Like you have to do like some crazy ritual before every game. like if you got 82 games to play and you got to do that ritual every game, like just the thing, like that shit is I don't know about that one. So
definitely
that's funny to me. Like like with regards to that, the crazy ones that I've definitely seen and heard before. And then simplistic, I just need to get out of bed, shave my face, and look ready, look good, play good, feel good, so things like that. So how has your XFL to here to now, what's your mindset towards, I guess you say, next year and then your years beyond? Like what is your after now playing game four?
Game four.
So we're not even really halfway through the season yet. So how's your mindset been turning in the sense of knowing what you've gone up against here, knowing what you've gone up against in the XFL, UFL? Now what's your mindset towards, I guess you say, getting better and then also progressing yourself?
Definitely. Like you said, I mean, we're only on game four, and we've been out here for like 2.5, 3 months.
Going on month 3,
It's a long season. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is right now is just, taking it, day by day, game by game. It's really different out here because we get like bye weeks, like a lot of bye weeks,
Right.
right? We have like, I want to say like five,
Right. Right.
6
Like
bye weeks.
every other week or something, every 2
Yeah,
weeks, something like that. Yeah.
exactly. So the season runs from like April to October, and then right before playoffs, we get another like 2 week bye week. So
Right.
a lot of guys go and travel, do all that stuff. But for me personally, like it's just staying ready, at
Any call.
any any time. You never
Yeah.
know when a call is going to come through, and I think coming over here and just playing and getting tape, that's the most important thing.
I,
Showing you could just
I was gonna
play at
say, I
any
think we've
level.
had that conversation of, the guys who are trying to go to those showcases and XFL stuff. Like, it's like, dude, some of those guys have no tape, or
Yep.
I shouldn't say no tape. They have no fresh tape.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
dude, like you're gonna be able to have a full season's worth of professional tape coming back, and like, again, like, and I preach to you all the time, like that's what we need. So, like you were just saying, like, game by game is all it really matters right now.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
And then even like, I'm blessed to have Saul, our OC. He's
Hmm.
been kind of putting me everywhere on the
Yeah,
field.
really, he really
He
has.
like we got we got a play on film right now
Yeah,
actually where I'm literally lined up at fullback and I get a handoff.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like I can kind of advertise myself to these teams a little better.
Athletic as fuck. Yeah,
Yeah,
athletic.
exactly.
Hey, just put me on the field.
Yeah,
I'll make
exactly.
something
I'll
work.
play,
Yeah.
anywhere, special
Center,
teams,
guard,
like,
tackle,
whatever.
fullback, up back, whatever you want.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
get
So
that.
it's only helpful,
Hey, I mean,
So
really, I mean, it's also faith in your coach to give you that kind of responsibility. Because in reality, how many offensive linemen get an opportunity to even touch the ball if you're not the center? Like,
exactly.
that's not like I don't care what level of ball you're at. Like pee-wee ball, you don't even touch the ball. So it's like
Hmm.
the fact that your coach has that much faith in you is another kind of nod to you as a player of more than just offensive line ability. So again, and I think Saul saw that even before we came out here. So for him to give you those types of play calls and opportunities is kudos to him, but also a nod to you and your athletic ability. So again, just kind of one of those things where, like you said, you could promote yourself more than that. So yeah, I mean it's been a crazy trip out here anyways, but just laughing at the ability to have guys come out here and be able to showcase themselves,
Yep.
and like also be able to really you know follow their dreams, even though it might not be exactly what you plan, NFL
Hmm.
obviously, but like being able to go out and do this and do this for a living, for a job. It's like most people would kill for that, like
Exactly.
in reality a lot of people that is their dream, and luckily enough you get to live it out for however many years we can.
Hmm.
So let's go into a little bit more on, like you were saying, about traveling on the bye weeks and stuff.
Yep.
So you just got back from Barcelona.
Yep. Hmm.
So how was that? I mean, like I said, I was in Portugal and I was like, wow, this is crazy. I mean, not crazy different, but like the lifestyle of the area. I mean, I guess also being a tourist, you kind of are wowed by a little bit of everything. Whereas like if you're a local, you're like, oh, this is normal. This is a
Hmm.
normal Thursday night. Oh, okay, this is a normal. Got it. All right,
Yeah,
got it.
exactly. Yeah,
So
I mean, Barcelona really just like opened my eyes to like, what it's like being out here, to be
right,
honest. Like I got a real wake up call right when I landed in. We got in, we immediately went to like go and eat dinner outside.
right,
And we were outside and I looked down, all of a sudden my bag is just gone.
gone.
My bag, someone swiped my bag. It was crazy. I had the air tag, like I was ready for the moment and everything. And then we went and followed the air tag. It's like in this like apartment complex. Like by then, we knew it was already gone. So I mean,
Yeah.
but the thing is, like, it's so different out here, and like that's a good thing. It's like it's an adjustment a
Yeah.
little bit, but just Barcelona in general was just like a beautiful city.
Right.
Probably one of my favorites.
Okay.
To be honest, since I've been here. And it's hard to go from Barcelona. That's like the first place we really went
Right.
to, and
Right.
it kind of ups the expectation a little bit
Yeah.
for Europe. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's
That
beautiful out
is.
here.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say.
know,
So I mean, we all know. I mean, Barcelona is known as like one of those cities that you got to go to really experience it, to appreciate it.
yep,
So it's like. It's like, yeah, it's like, now where do we go from here? I
exactly.
mean, like I said, I'm going to like Como next the end Monday, so it's
Hmm.
like for me, like I'm expecting big things out of that, because everyone's like, oh, this time of the year is perfect, like
Hmm.
blah blah blah, and I'm just going just because like with my 30th coming up, like how many more times am I going to be able to visit Europe?
Yep.
Like we really don't know, so just kind of one of those YOLO type moments, like,
Exactly.
and like same for Barcelona or any city that you go to from now on. It's like, why not? Like, while you're here, while you can, like, that's been my, mindset towards, even thinking about going to Europe. Like, if I can, why wouldn't I? Like, I'll make my money when I have to, or I'll work an extra shift at the bar, whatever I got to do to make it happen. Like, why not? Like,
And that's like
life's
my exact
yeah.
mindset. That's why I came out here. To be honest, is like people would die to be out here in
That's
Europe. You know what I'm
saying.
saying? Like to experience,
People
all
save
these
up their
places.
entire lives to come here, like,
Exactly. Yeah.
just for 2 weeks. They'll save 3-4 years in a row just to take a 2-week trip to travel Europe. And like
Exactly.
now you get to do it for the next 4 months. So
Yep.
it's yeah, man. Like I said, I was Potsdam, like Lisbon, Lake Como. I didn't know I was gonna go to all these places or any of these places for
Yep.
that. I mean, Berlin tonight, like. I wouldn't have thought to ever be in Germany, and even unless I had somebody on the Deutschland team, like
Yeah.
I never planned on coming to Germany or Biner or something like that without
Mhm.
having a client on one of those types of teams. No shot I ever planned on coming to Germany in general or Europe in general. Honestly, I mean, when Mike, my other guy, was in Australia, I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to come to Australia, but that's like a $2,000 flight
Yeah.
right there.
It's also like 24 hours on
24
the
hour
plane.
and
Yeah.
like a 18-hour time difference.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's I'm just adjusting now to 6 hours.
Yeah.
So now getting back into, I can only imagine what it would take on an 18-hour or 20-hour time difference.
Yep.
So, but yeah, man, yeah, I'm glad we got to do this, and we got to get game ready here in a minute. So
Definitely.
just wanted to come out here, kind of let Chad tell his story, and even before we go, Chad, really have any, I guess you say, inspirational words to the guys that are the journeymen, or the guys that might not be that pro level
Hmm.
right off the bat, but there are ways to be a pro. Are there any words of wisdom from you?
Yeah, so I just say, jump at any opportunity that comes your way. Like I wouldn't be here if, Saul hadn't like DM me, and
Yep.
I wouldn't have been like, Europe. I could have been like, I don't know if I want to go all the way over there. I could just stay in the States, take my chances, do all that. I could have done that, but I was like, you know what, this is opportunity that's presented in front of me. I gotta jump on it. I gotta take it. And also like just doing everything you can to make those opportunities come, right? So like I didn't even know I could get British citizenship until like a couple years ago.
No clue.
Like my dad. My dad was actually born in Britain,
Hmm.
and actually someone from our church kind of helped us through the citizenship process. He's a
Okay.
Brit, and he had told us like, yeah, you can get citizenship, and your whole family can get citizenship. So that kind of helped me out too. So just jumping at every opportunity and making sure that you're doing everything you can to make those opportunities come your way.
Right.
So, and
Right.
just staying prepared at every moment.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
important.
that's kind of one of the philosophies I mean, I still live by, but never say no.
Yep.
Like that has always been like even when I was in college, our fraternity, we used to have the pledges due brother interviews.
Hmm.
So as we did the interviews, at the end of the interview, you would have to sign their book that you did it. So after every signature, I would put in quotation marks, never say no.
Hmm.
And it was kind of the same mindset. It was like, even like, never say no to those opportunities. Like, never say no to a night out with the boys.
Yep.
Never say no. Like, hey, we're doing this tonight. Hey, we're doing that tonight. Nah, I don't want to. Like, it's kind of one of those, like, college is short. Why say no just because you want to sleep? Like you gotta live your life. So like, kind of the
Exactly.
same mindset. And I feel like that kind of should resonate with any athlete, that as in that kind of, what do I do next phase?
Hmm.
And I think, and even still, never say no, but also make sure you take into consideration what you're about to do. Because we even talked about it before we even signed here. Like, is this something that we're 100% sold on?
Hmm.
We did our due diligence, and we were like, yeah, they just won a championship. They have a good squad. Like, they're bringing you in as a Brit, so that could appeal to other teams. Like,
Yep.
things like that, where it's like, hey, by the way, we'll do our due diligence, but we're not gonna say no either. Like
Yep.
we're gonna push the issue, we're gonna make it happen and things like that. So I feel like that was kind of like the same like mindset of we weren't gonna miss this opportunity. Like we were gonna make it happen. Whatever we had to do to get here, we were gonna do it either way. So I think, and again, kudos to you, and then that's a knock on you for being able to I guess you could say grow the balls and do it. Like I mean, it's not easy to
Oh
just get
no.
up and leave your family, leave your job opportunities, like leave what like to go in a completely different. I mean, even in Germany, like at least if like it was Spain or Portugal, the Spaniard, play in England,
Yeah.
speak English,
Even like
like
Mexico,
Mexico,
those
anything.
new
So
leagues.
a lot of those things where it's like you could have been a little bit more comfortable,
Hmm.
but really, your team kind of helped you out with that. They adjusted with you. They, hey, do this, that, and the other, and now you're here, and it's like everything has turned out really well.
Yep.
So, obviously, still got a long ways to go. Still got a whole season ahead of us. You know, trying to, obviously we live in a game that is, health before anything.
Yep.
So always staying healthy, always staying ready to go. We really don't know whenever that next call is going to be, whether it is NFL, CFL, XFL, UFL, whatever it is, we really don't know. So it's always, to you to kind of stay ready, and my phone's always on. So, for us at this point in learning, a completely different system, completely different. I mean, I wouldn't even say the game's played any different here. I feel like Saul runs it, so it's transitionable to any
Yeah.
league. Like
Hmm.
watching some of those plays, it's kind of like Kansas City out there. Like
Hmm.
he's got that playbook kind of locked in, and like make sure it's appealable and really actually, fits his team well. So kudos to him as well.
Hmm.
And again, trying to make sure you're ready is also my job. So when those calls do come, we're hey, tell Saul we finally got that call and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Hmm.
again, just kind of hoping, and just staying ready myself along with you, and really, making sure these opportunities that come around don't pass us up and
Yep.
stuff. So really appreciate you, and obviously, who who knew we'd be here?
I know.
What, a year and a half ago?
Yep.
Like what was that? 20? No, it had to be like 22 when we
Yeah.
first started.
Hmm.
Like when you first, it had to be like 2022. I feel like so.
Hmm.
2 years ago, and now we're here in Germany. So, uh, thank you for joining us for our No Client Agent Privilege, aka No Cap podcast in lovely Potsdam, Germany. We're gonna go get some lunch and get ready for the game. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys next time, and